Zandvoort and race 2 of the weekend in very hot conditions. Round 4 of the championship and a 4th different pole sitter with Ricardo Feller in the Sportsline Audi starting on pole and turning that pole position into the race lead. Thomas Preining started second, but on the way into the first turn at Tarzan, it was Maro Engler who'd won the previous day's race that charged up the inside, although he would have to deal with 20 kilograms of success ballast. Also a good start for Maro Engler to move up ahead of Patrick Niederhauser and into 4th place in the Porsche. Through the banking at turn 3 they came for the first time in the race, and a replay of the restart showing that Ricardo Feller was away well, but further back there was contact between Lucas Auer, Dries van Toor and Sheldon van der Linde, which would ultimately damage and put to an early end the race of Lucas Auer. Then this tremendous battle going on between the BMW of Marco Wittmann and the Porsche of Maro Engler. Up the inside went Marco to get the BMW through, and then Lukas Stolz pouncing as well with great opportunism, getting through in his Mercedes on that way out of turn 10. Dennis Olsen also trying to get in on the action, the bright green Manthey EMA Porsche, but wasn't quite able to find a way out of the Porsche Carrera Deutschland champion of last year. All the time Ricardo Feller was pulling away. Lukas Stolz in second, Thomas Preining in third, Patrick Niederhauser, who'd had a penalty in the previous day's race, looking for his first points of the season. Also with a penalty in the previous day for a start line infringement was Kelvin van der Linde, but that was him firing his way past the Porsche of Ayan Nguyen to gain a position after qualifying in the middle of the pack after a qualifying session which saw a red flag come before most drivers set a competitive lap time. Sheldon van der Linde was coming from 17th on the grid and was on a real charge as he got down the inside of the Ferrari of Albert Costa and gained another place. His next target then would be Nguyen as he tried to follow his brother through the order. It was close in the pit stops as well. This one couldn't have been much tighter as Patrick Niederhauser was released and almost coming to contact there. He would ultimately, though, get a penalty for that unsafe release, which would drop him out of contention for a podium as he went through the penalty box just a few laps later. However, he would still go on to get his first points and first top 10 finish of the season. So with all the drivers coming into the pit stops in the mandatory stop in the middle of the race, it was Maro Engler that came out on cold tyres right in the thick of the action. Thomas Preining had already pitted, come around the outside of him. Then Lukas Stolz got through as well on the run down towards turns 2 and 3. Maro Engler then came under attack from Marco Wittmann, who went around the outside of him in the BMW. And even though it's a hot day and a circuit which is pretty aggressive on the tyres, it still takes half a lap to get the tyres up to temperature. There was contact further back between Tim Heinemann and Arjun Maini, which sent the Porsche off the road, kicking up the dust and damage to the front corner of Arjun Maini's Mercedes. Arjun was given a warning for that later on. Position switched around again, but neither driver was able to finish in the points in this second race. So Tim Heinemann, who started the weekend as a championship leader, walking away from Zandvoort with 0 points. However, maximum points in this race going to Ricardo Feller, who won the 4th round of the championship, and second place and moving into the championship lead was Thomas Preining. Lukas Stolz getting 3rd place and the first podium finish of the year, but a second DTM victory for Ricardo Feller, the 4th different race winner from the first 4 races. 4 different brands have won the first 4 races of the season. We've also had 4 different drivers on pole position in 2023. It looks like being a wide open season. So the results of round 2 here at Zandvoort, the 4th race of the season: Feller, Preining and Stolz on the podium. Wittmann with a good weekend there in 4th place. Engel in 5th place. Kelvin van der Linde 6th. Nguyen, Niederhauser, Olsen and Sheldon van der Linde rounding out the top 10 positions. Mirko Bortolotti not as high up the order as he has been, but still from a lowly grid position, managing to score points for the 4th consecutive weekend. Lots of retirements though from the race here at Zandvoort. It's been a hot weekend, but a very successful one for Ricardo Feller and Thomas Preining, the new championship leader.